Welcome back to my YouTube channel where we take you deep inside the lives of billionaires, power couples, and the scandals that shake their golden empires. Today, we're unraveling one of the juiciest stories in recent billionaire news, the Coldplay Kiss Cam scandal that sent shockwaves across the internet, featuring none other than rising tech billionaire Andy Byron. But the real twist? It wasn't Andy's billion-dollar business that made headlines, it was his personal life. The Kiss Cam moment became an international talking point. And for weeks, the question loomed, how would his wife respond? Well, the wait is over. Today, we're breaking down the rise of Andy Byron, the scandal that erupted under the lights of a Coldplay concert, and his wife's powerful, carefully crafted response that may have just redefined what it means to be the woman behind a billionaire. 1. The rise of Andy Byron. Andy Byron wasn't born into wealth. He built his reputation as a high-caliber tech executive, climbing through the ranks with precision and ambition. Before stepping into the spotlight, Andy had already proven himself at companies like Fuse, where he was COO, and Cybereason, where he became Chief Revenue Officer. His leadership was quickly tested, and he delivered. In early 2025, Astronomer closed a massive $93 million Series D funding round, propelling the company to a jaw-dropping $1.3 billion valuation. With that deal, Andy Byron cemented his place not just as a capable leader, but as one of the new faces of Silicon Valley wealth. By the time of the infamous Coldplay show, Andy Byron was no longer just another tech guy, he was a billionaire name. And that's why this scandal hit the headlines so hard. 2. The Coldplay concert that changed everything. It was supposed to be a night of music, lights, and celebration. Coldplay's world tour had taken over stadiums across the globe, and when the cameras scanned the crowd, thousands waited to see who would end up on the Kiss Cam. Then, the camera landed on Andy Byron. Sitting comfortably in VIP seating, champagne in hand, the billionaire didn't flinch when the crowd cheered. But the surprise came when the Kiss Cam caught Andy leaning over, not to his wife, but to the woman sitting next to him. What followed was quick, awkward, and instantly viral. A kiss that was replayed millions of times online. Fans were shocked, critics were brutal, and social media went wild. Isn't he married? Became the trending question. And just like that, Andy Byron's billion-dollar reputation wasn't the focus anymore, his marriage was. 3. Who is Andy Byron's wife? Before we dive into her response, let's take a moment to understand the woman who stood at the center of this media firestorm, Andy Byron's wife. She's not a reality star. She's not a celebrity influencer. She's a woman who, for the most part, kept her life private, choosing family over fame. But make no mistake, she's highly educated, fiercely independent, and widely respected in her own professional circles. Friends describe her as grace under fire, someone who avoids the spotlight but isn't afraid to step into it when the moment demands. And with the Coldplay scandal threatening to stain her family name, the moment had arrived. 4. The internet reacts. Within hours of the Kiss Cam clip going viral, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram exploded with reactions. Some defended Andy, saying the moment was exaggerated. Others roasted him, calling it disrespectful and humiliating to his wife. Memes spread like wildfire. Think pieces filled business pages. Even late-night talk show hosts got in on the action, joking about how the CEO of data couldn't control his own optics. The pressure was immense. Andy Byron remained silent at first, but the world was waiting, not for him, but for his wife. What would she say? 5. The wife's response, a masterclass in control, and then, it came. Not through tabloids, not through leaks, but in the form of a direct, deliberate statement. She addressed the scandal head-on, refusing to play the role of the silent, embarrassed spouse. Her words were calm, powerful, and unapologetic. Yes, she acknowledged the clip. Yes, she admitted it was painful to watch. But instead of spiraling into anger or victimhood, she reframed the narrative. She emphasized loyalty, respect, and the strength of their partnership. Her response wasn't just about defending herself. It was about setting boundaries, owning the narrative, and reminding the world that behind every billionaire headline is a family with real emotions. 6. The billionaire couple dynamic. Here's the thing about billionaire couples, they don't play by ordinary rules. It was about setting boundaries, owning the narrative, and reminding the world that behind every billionaire headline is a family with real emotions. A scandal like this isn't just emotional, it's financial, political, and reputational. It had to preserve their public image, calm investors, and protect their family's brand. And she nailed it. Observers praised her response as measured and strategic. PR experts called it a case study in crisis communication. In fact, some argued that her statement may have saved Andy Byron from losing key partnerships and support in the business world. 7. Life after the scandal. So what happened next? Did Andy Byron's marriage fall apart? Did investors pull out? Did the couple retreat into hiding? The reality is far more interesting. Instead of retreating, Andy and his wife began appearing together publicly, at charity galas, investor dinners, and even tech conferences. The united front sent a clear message: scandal or not, their marriage and empire were intact. Behind closed doors, things may not have been so smooth, but publicly, they managed to turn the scandal into a display of resilience. 8. Lessons from a billionaire wife. What made Andy Byron's wife's response so impactful wasn't just what she said, it was what it represented. In a world where scandals can ruin reputations overnight, she showed the power of dignity over drama. She didn't deny the hurt. She didn't pretend it didn't matter. But she also didn't let it define her. Instead, she used it as a moment to redefine her role, not just as Andy Byron's wife, but as a woman in control of her own story. 9. The Coldplay scandal in perspective. When history looks back at Andy Byron's career, will the Coldplay Kiss Cam be the headline? Probably not. But in the short term, it was a wake-up call about the price of fame, wealth, and power in the digital age. For Andy, it was a reminder that every move is watched. For his wife, it was an opportunity to show strength under fire. And for the rest of us, it was proof that even billionaires can't escape the chaos of a viral moment. 10. Where they stand now. As of today, Andy Byron remains firmly at the helm of Astronomer, steering his billion-dollar startup into the AI-driven future. His wife, meanwhile, has quietly taken on more philanthropic and social initiatives, subtly shifting public attention toward her own work. Together, they've rebranded themselves not as a scandal-stricken couple, but as a united power duo, a team that faced a public storm and came out stronger. And maybe that's the biggest lesson here: money can't buy immunity from scandal, but how you respond can rewrite the story entirely. If you enjoyed this deep dive into billionaire life and scandal, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next big story. Until then, stay curious.